crazy northern people. I don't know how you live up there all the time. Today's high was 25 degrees and I just got home from running errands. Picked Thomas up from school and we ran errands and I am frozen. I have on my hat from my Z yarn Z had given me, and I made this hat because I'm trying to be color coordinated, you see. But, oh my word, it's freezing. Okay, so what have I been doing? Well, first of all, I'm upstairs. Let me show you what's going on up here. This is, well, it used to be the kids' computer area when I had the big kids home. And this is where I now store my yarn. I've got some here, and I've got some here. Thomas just does the computers down in his room. I mean, down in the kitchen and all, because, you know, he doesn't want to be up here by himself. So I'm kind of taking over this area too. Not a good thing. But if you can see along right here, what I did was I moved a table that I used for my Addy. I pulled it up here because since all my main yarn was up here, I brought all these bits and bytes, all these little bits of yarn that I've been collecting, and I really want to use these things up. So I look like Hail Columbia, don't I? I'm sorry about that. So anyway, I thought it would make more sense if I moved everything up here so that I could, let's say I wanted to use up this yarn, but I didn't have anything that would go with it. I would be able to pull out from one of my main yarn, you know, stash, something to use, you know, to put with it so I can make good use of it. So that's why I'm up here. What do I have to show for my Cast Off Monday? Well, I'm pretty far along on that Shrug that I showed you the beginnings of last week. Okay, here it is folded in half, and this is basically how you wear it. I have sewn the armholes on each side, but I lack the trim around and the trim all around the bottom. So I'll be doing that here shortly. And the funny thing is that I ran out. It said it called for 800 yards, and according to my calculations I had enough, but it did call for more than that. So I had to go back and get a little bit more of this Vantage Choice barley, and it was a little bit off. It wasn't the same lot. So it's a little bit off, and it doesn't really matter. It's very, very close, don't get me wrong. But it really doesn't matter because it's going to be all the trim. So if it's going to be off, that's a good place to be off, don't you think? Okay, so I went to the trouble of moving my Addy up here with this table so that I could use up my yarn bits. And what have I made? Well, this was from Red Heart Team Spirit. That red and black, I only had a little bit left over, and I wasn't sure how it was going to make up because it's 10 rows right here, and I just didn't know how much I was going to have or whatever. So I did have enough for this part, which was 35 rows, and I crocheted black on the bottom. It had a little bit of this black left, so I did like one row, the single crochet, and then just picked up some other kind of black, some Red Heart regular black, and finished off that brim. So I just washed it, so it's kind of wrinkly looking, but I can fix that. Then I'm very pleased with this one. You remember the lady, the old lady got moved to the nursing home, and my friend got that yarn and gave it to me? Okay, well, all of that is this yarn from here up, different color greens. They're all different. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was some baby yarn that I had, so I put the light color on the bottom because it was the most different. And I'm really pleased with this green shaded hat. I really like this. So this was the folded brim on the bottom. And this, I haven't done anything. This is going to be a folded brim. I haven't finished it yet. But this is just a conglomeration of colors. And I like it. I didn't think I was going to like it. But it's a fun little hat. So excited to go ahead and get this finished and see what it's going to look like with its brim on the bottom, and probably we'll put a multicolor ball on the top. I'm not sure. Still thinking about that, but I'm having a great time choosing these colors. This has been really, really fun using them up. And if you can see over here, I've used a lot of these balls up. There's just tons of these teeny little bits that are over here. This is our modem. Try to ignore that. But just tons of those, and those all came from the little lady. They're all behind the machine too. You probably can't see those. And then the ones in the bin, and from here over was all my bits. So looking forward to seeing what I can come up with that. And speaking of that yarn, as I was going through it, some of it's kind of dry rotted. You can just, it's just pulls apart, you know. So, oh wait, now it's getting, nope, dry rotted. So I just gave up on some of that. I had been really excited about this. I had this and a full new skein of this, and again it's just dry rotted. Look, pulling through, so couldn't use that. So that's all I've got this time. See you next week. Stay warm.